Meta to cut 11,000 jobs. China cancelled EU leaders' video address. Sean Penn loans Oscar to Zelenskyy. World population to hit 8 billion next week. NASA to launch UFO-like inflatable heat shield into orbit. China stages air show under cloud of zero COVID. Bitcoin worth 3.3 billion found in a popcorn tin. Belize cuts its debt by fighting global warming.
Hello, I'm Jolie. Thank you for joining us on FUNDAY News. It is Thursday, November 10th, and here are your top stories. Meta Platforms Chief Executive Officer Mark Zuckerberg said on Wednesday that the company will cut more than 11,000 jobs in the first major round of layoffs in the social media giant's history. The reductions are equal to about 13% of the workforce. The company, which owns Facebook and Instagram, will also extend its hiring freeze through the first quarter. Meta will also reduce its real estate footprint, review its infrastructure spending, and transition some employees to desk sharing.
According to Meta, U.S. workers who were cut will also get 16 weeks of their base salary as severance, plus 2 weeks for every year they worked at the company. The company is also offering 6 months of healthcare coverage, as well as career services and immigration support. Packages will be similar outside the U.S. in keeping with local employment laws. The company said even with the cuts, Meta continues to expect that losses in the Reality Lab division will grow significantly year over year in 2023.
3 European diplomats told Reuters that Chinese authorities behind a major trade expo in Shanghai pulled a pre-recorded opening ceremony video addressed by the European Council President Charles Michel that was set to criticize Russia's illegal war in Ukraine and call for reduced EU trade dependency on China. The diplomats said the pre-recorded video was meant to be one of several from world leaders at the opening of the China International Import Expo, or CIIE, on Friday.
You play a vital role in the lives of people and societies.
A spokesman for Charles Michel told Reuters President Michel was invited to address 5th Hongqiao Forum/CIIE in Shanghai, as requested by the Chinese authorities. We had indeed provided a pre-recorded message which was ultimately not shown. We have addressed this through the normal diplomatic channels. Neither of the co-organization of the expo, China's Commerce Ministry, nor the Shanghai city government responded to Reuters' request for comment. A spokesman for China's foreign ministry denied awareness of the issue.
American actor Sean Penn has loaned one of his 2 Oscars to Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelenskyy and told him, "When you win, bring it back to Malibu." The actor is making a documentary about Russia's invasion of Ukraine. Zelenskyy's office on Wednesday released the video of the encounter during Penn's most recent visit to Ukraine. This is his 3rd visit since February 24th from the start of the war. The president tweeted that the Oscar was a symbol of faith in the victory of our country.
Penn has won 2 Best Actor Academy Awards, in 2003 for Mystic River and in 2008 for Milk. He was one of the first people who visited Ukraine after Russian troops moved into the country, and he has been working on a documentary about the invasion. During their meeting, Zelenskyy presented Penn with an award, the Ukrainian Order of Merit, which is given to citizens for outstanding achievements in economics, science, culture, military, or political activity.
According to the World Population Prospects 2022, the global population is projected to reach 8 billion on November 15th this year. So are there too many of us for Earth to sustain? Many experts say that this is the wrong question. Instead of the fear of overpopulation, we should focus on the overconsumption of the planet's resources by the wealthiest among us. According to the Global Footprint Network and WWF, if everyone on the planet lived like a citizen of India, we would only need the capacity of 0.8 Earth a year.
But if we all consume like a resident of the United States, we would need 5 Earths a year. The 2 NGOs said, to sustainably meet the needs of the current population, we would need the biocapacity of 1.75 Earths. The United Nations estimates that our planet will be home to 9.7 billion people by 2050. So the question of how many people Earth can support lies on human choices. Our choices result in human consumption of biological resources and the resources the planet can regenerate each year.
Struck 它是 strike 这动词的过去式 ，strike a deal 就是
学习，享受一个人的美好时光。FUNDAY 英语。
NASA will be launching a 20-foot diameter blow-up heat shield into orbit this Thursday alongside an environmental monitoring satellite and then letting it fall back to Earth, splashing down in the Pacific Ocean in a test that could help humans land safely on Mars. The low Earth orbit flight test of an inflatable decelerator looks just like a UFO from a sci-fi B movie, but it's designed to act as a giant brake during atmospheric re-entry, converting kinetic energy into heat and slowing its descent.
As NASA explained, utilizing atmospheric drag is the most mass-efficient method to slow down a spacecraft. Since the atmosphere of Mars is much less dense than that of Earth, one solution to this problem is to increase the size of the aeroshell heat shield used during re-entry. By being inflatable, the shield can overcome the limits by the dimensions of the rocket, only blowing up to its maximum size when such is needed. NASA said the large aeroshell creates more drag than a traditional, smaller, rigid aeroshell.
With some delegates unable to attend the scaled-down event because of Beijing's zero-COVID policy as cases reached the highest level in 6 months, China staged a low-key but historic debut of its C919 civil jet as its biggest airshow on Tuesday. Organizers of Airshow China in Zhuhai had urged attendees to arrive 3 days early because of COVID-19 precautions. Even then, some were blocked from joining on the first day because they had visited a Beijing district that had positive cases last week.
Reuters reported that Tuesday's opening marked the first time Western plane giant Airbus and Boeing have shared the stage with China's new COMAC C919 single-aisle jet at the showpiece event. Commercial Aircraft Corporation of China, or COMAC, reported orders from leasing firms for 300 C919s and 30 ARJ-21 regional jets. But Reuters said, as with previous announcements, it was not immediately clear how many were firm orders or expressions of interest. COMAC plans the first C919 delivery to China's Eastern in December.
Over 50,676 bitcoins, worth around $3.36 billion at the time of discovery, were hidden on various devices found within the home of a hacker who had stolen them from the dark web marketplace Silk Road. According to the U.S. Department of Justice, the cryptocurrency was located in an underground floor safe and on a single-board computer that was submerged under blankets and a popcorn tin stored in a bathroom closet. Hacker James Zhang, 32, pled guilty last week to committing wire fraud in September 2012.
The media reported Mr. Zhang has since voluntarily surrendered additional Bitcoin obtained through Silk Road in 2012. Silk Road is no longer in operation, having been shut down in 2013 after rising in popularity to become the world's largest online marketplace for illegal drugs and illicit goods. Silk Road founder Ross Ulbricht is currently serving a life sentence in federal prison. Mr. Zhang faces a maximum sentence of 20 years in prison. He is scheduled to be sentenced on the 22nd February 2023.
With the blue bonds debt swap deal, Belize, a nation on the brink of bankruptcy, and other developing countries are now able to cut their debt by investing in conservation, giving them a larger role in the fight against climate change. Blue bonds negotiators say the deal holds countries accountable by allowing creditors to file claims in international courts if they fail to meet their financial or conservation obligations, making the arrangements less risky to big asset managers and pension funds.
As an office, as a ministry, we look at climate change not only from the environmental lens. We also must factor the social and the economical
At its simplest, the blue bonds are the equivalent of refinancing a mortgage. Under the Blue Bonds deal, a Virginia-based nonprofit, the Nature Conservancy, lent Belize more than $350 million to enable the Central American nation to buy back international bonds worth more than $500 million. The Nature Conservancy financed the loan through the Zurich-based bank Credit Suisse, which raised the money by selling new bonds to clients looking for environmentally friendly financial products.
FUNDAY News will help you sharpen your English skills and keep you informed about international current events. If you want to know more about our other programs and keep learning about the world's most important topics in English, please click the link in the description below. To join FUNDAY for free, I'm Jolie, your host. I'll see you next time.